In January 2024, a real estate agent named Sandra arrived at a 1960s bungalow to prepare for an open house. When she attempted to enter, however, she found the front door locked. She called and texted her client, who was in the process of selling the home, but there was no immediate response. As Sandra waited outside, 5 uneventful minutes passed. Then she heard it, the distinct metallic click of the deadbolt unlocking from inside the house. At first, she reasoned that her client must have been inside all along and had only just seen her message. Yet, no one opened the door. After a moment's hesitation, Sandra turned the handle and stepped inside. The house was empty. Although unsettled, she proceeded with the scheduled showing. Later that day, while guiding a couple of prospective buyers through the property, they heard doors opening on their own. The sounds echoed from deeper within the house, deliberate and unmistakable. No drafts, no visible cause, just the slow movement of doors where no one stood. That evening after the showing, Sandra filmed a promotional video highlighting the home's interior lighting after dark. In the recording, she briefly recaps the day's events, stumbles over her lines, and begins again. Then the disturbances begin.
Wow, it's 10 p.m. and my day was fully booked with showings of this beautiful vintage 1962. Wow, it's 10 p.m. and my day was fully booked with showings of this vintage 1963 bungalow. Go ahead, do it again. You're on camera. Open this door. Go ahead, open this door. Open this door like you did the other one. Come on, just move the glass or something. Go ahead, do it again. I'm not scared.
At the end of the video, a smoke detector suddenly detaches from the ceiling and crashes to the floor without warning. Startled, Sandra flees the house. Earlier in the footage, another subtle detail emerges. A framed photograph hanging on the wall behind her gradually darkens.
And my day was fully booked with showings of this vintage 1963 bungalow.
Before the recording even started, Sandra said she also heard faint voices and described abrupt, unexplained drops in temperature throughout the house. Whether the bungalow was ever sold remains unknown. If it was, its new occupants may have inherited more than hardwood floors and mid-century charm. Some properties hold history. Others seem reluctant to let anyone forget it. On the night of February 12th, a paranormal investigation team in Indonesia came upon an abandoned house deep within the woods. The structure appeared derelict, its walls weathered, its windows dark, its silence suggesting years of neglect. At first glance, it seemed unquestionably empty. That assumption dissolved the moment they stepped closer. From behind one of the windows, a face emerged from the darkness.
Itu di depan rumah. Hilang. Tadi matanya nyala loh. Masih ada kayak gini.
It was humanoid, but wrong in subtle, unsettling ways. Two luminous eyes stared out at the men, seemingly blinking at times. There was no scramble to hide, no startled reaction to being discovered. The figure simply watched them, as though the intrusion were theirs, not its own. The stillness felt deliberate, measured. For several long seconds, neither side moved. Then, without warning, the face receded into the interior shadows. A curtain dropped across the window, sealing the house once more in darkness. The gesture felt intentional, almost territorial. The investigators were no longer observing an abandoned structure. They were standing outside something that had chosen not to be seen. Perhaps the creature was a palasic, described in Indonesian folklore as a human head with its organs trailing beneath it, drifting through the night in search of victims. Another possibility recalls the Genderuwo of Javanese lore, a large, hairy humanoid spirit often compared to a spectral Bigfoot. It is said to inhabit forests and abandoned places, capable of mimicking human voices, shape-shifting and harassing those who wander too far from safety. Whatever stood behind that window did not appear frightened. It appeared aware. On March 7th, 2025, a Reddit user known as TinyProfessor9680 shared an unsettling photograph that had originally been taken years earlier. The image, sent to him by a friend, shows the friend standing beside his brother. According to the post, the picture was captured by their mother in 2016 at approximately 7 a.m. on the shoreline of Blackpool Beach. At first glance, the scene appears unremarkable. Two brothers posing in the cool morning light, the beach nearly deserted at that early hour. The sea behind them looks calm, the sky pale and quiet. Nothing seems out of place, but closer inspection reveals something deeply unsettling. Between the brothers' legs, partially obscured yet disturbingly clear, is what appears to be a face. The features are distinct: white eyes, a defined nose, and a mouth. Dark strands resembling long black hair frame it. The family reportedly noticed the anomaly almost immediately after reviewing the image on site. Alarmed, they scanned the surrounding beach, expecting to find someone nearby who might explain the intrusion, but no one else was present. The photograph offers no clear answer, only a suggestion of something that should not be there. Some online commenters have speculated that the face may belong to the spirit of a drowning victim, a lingering presence tied to the sea. While there is no evidence to support such claims, coastal towns like Blackpool have long carried stories of tragic accidents and gruesome murders. For more episodes, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for notifications.